Good evening, friends. It's my proud privilege to organize for you all a GST course for 5 days. In this lockdown period, this is the best opportunity for all of us to learn more and make our skill sharp on. Then when lockdown will open, we can have work like more than 100% capacity. So with this, it's my friend CA Pradiksha is a faculty for our GST course. Let me introduce him. He's a practicing chartered accountant since 2014. He graduated from very famous NM College. He is also GST faculty at Institute of Cost Accountant of India and guest lecturer at many colleges like NMIMS, MNC in Finance, MMK College, Rajiv Gandhi College, Motilal Junjunwala College. He is also acting as a GST auditor and GST consultant in education sector, construction sector, catering sector, service sector, transport sector. So many areas in that. He has assisted in implementation of GST in several private limited companies and other industries. He has also conducted examination, setting off of question paper and evaluating of answer sheet on the subject of GST. With this brief introduction, would like to give session charge to our faculty, CA Pratik Shah. Pratik bhai, please start. Take the charge.
Thank you, Virat bhai.
Thank you.
First of all, good evening, everyone. I know it's tough time right now. COVID-19 is going on. Still, many people are attending this seminar. I would like to thank the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India for giving this opportunity. So let's do it. I will not waste any of time. So we'll have many attendees right now. So today's topic assigned to me is place of supply. One of the very, very complicated but simple topic, the topic of place of supply. Now, why do you need this chapter? Why do we need place of supply? It's simple, right? If we sell within the state, then there are two CG and SGST. If we are selling outside the state, then there is simple tax known as IGST. Then why this place of supply? Actually, for goods and services, the charging of CG, SG and IG is the most complicated thing. Even if we charge wrong tax, then again we need to pay the right tax and then we will get the refund. Okay, so the charging section, section 10, section 12 is very important, the topic of place of supply. Okay, so now I will not waste any time. Let's start the topic. So one by one, first I will take for goods and then I will take you to the services. Okay, so now if you can see the screen, let's start with the place of supply. When there is movement of goods, यानी goods move कर रहे हैं from one state to another, from one city to another, or anything, there is movement of goods. So this is a PPT made through case studies. So first I will introduce the question. I will make you understand how the situation is and then we need to answer. So let's start. Question 1. So Mr. A is a supplier who is registered in Maharashtra. He's selling goods to Mr. B registered in Delhi. Okay, Mr. A supply goods to the godown in Delhi. Mr. A raises an invoice of 1 lakh plus 5% GST. Okay, so Mr. A is seeking your advice whether to charge CGSG or IG. Now listen this. Mr. A supplier, he is of Maharashtra. Mr. B is a recipient, he is of Delhi. Goods are loaded from Maharashtra. See this, goods are loaded from Maharashtra. Goods are moved by the supplier to Delhi. Now, which tax I should charge? CGST or IGST? Okay, that's this. Goods are loaded from Maharashtra and goods are moved to Delhi by the supplier. So now first, as per section 10, listen carefully. Jab bhi there is movement of goods, whenever there is movement of goods, place of supply is the location where the delivery of the goods terminates for whom? Recipient. Again, where the delivery of the goods terminates for recipient. Recipient के लिए delivery कहाँ खत्म हो रही है? In his godown at Delhi. For supplier, the delivery may get terminated in his Maharashtra. But what it is written? Location, where the delivery of the good terminates for recipient. So the delivery gets terminated for recipient at Delhi. So place of supply shall be what? Delhi. Now there are only two factors. See this, which two? First, identify what? Location of supply, that is Maharashtra. Second, identify what? Place of supply, that we have identified as Delhi. Two separate states, we need to charge IGST. Okay, so for each and every transaction, you need to see this only two things. This, location of supplier and place of supply. If both are in same state, CGST. If they are separate state, IGST. Okay, so what is happening? Movement of the goods. Now the same transaction, I will explain you in a different way. See this. Similar question. Again, Mr. A supplier, located where? Maharashtra. Mr. B, जो recipient है, कहाँ located है? Delhi. Now see what is happening. The recipient is sending his truck to Maharashtra. Goods are loaded in his truck, recipient के truck में, and then goods is coming back to Delhi. In earlier example, supplier was moving his truck. In this example, recipient ने खुद की गाड़ी भेजी and recipient is getting the goods. Now, what shall be the place of supply? Okay, again, let's read it. Place of supply, जब भी there is movement of goods. Place of supply is location where the delivery terminates for whom? Recipient. Okay, supplier के लिए delivery कहाँ terminate हो गई है? खुद के गोडाउन में महाराष्ट्र. But for recipient, the delivery got terminated where? At Delhi. So even in this case, location of supplier is what? Maharashtra. Place of supply is what? Delhi. Mr. A shall charge IGST. I hope it is clear. Okay, so what is this? Location when there is movement of the goods. So wherever the delivery terminates for the recipient, that is your place of supply. Okay, now the third one. Again, now see this, it's a combination. Supplier location, Maharashtra. Recipient कहाँ पे located है? Again, at Delhi. What is happening? Supplier is moving the goods from Maharashtra to Delhi. Supplier is moving the goods from Maharashtra to Delhi. Now, what is happening? There is third recipient. एक और person भी है. So this time what is happening? जो goods Delhi में मिले ना, he further supplied to third person, Mr. C in Maharashtra. Okay, Mr. A ने Mr. B को supply किया. Mr. A ने Mr. B को supply किया from Maharashtra to Delhi. And then the goods have again moved from Delhi to Maharashtra. So these are two supplies. There are two transactions. Now what will be the place of supply for Mr. A? Answer is same. Location where the delivery terminates for recipient. Recipient, Delhi wala. Goods कहाँ terminate हुई recipient? At Delhi. So Mr. A shall charge IGST. Simple, but now see the complicated thing. Now I will take you to another one. See this. This is a complicated one. Please be attentive. See this. Supplier, where he is located? Maharashtra. Recipient, where he is located? Delhi. But there is third recipient at Nashik. There is third recipient at Nashik. Now see this. See this. Recipient ने क्या बोला supplier को कि goods don't deliver at my godown in Delhi. Deliver the goods directly from your godown in Mumbai to Mr. C at Nashik. Again, क्या बोला है? Invoice. Give invoice in the name of Mr. B. However, give goods directly to Mr. C. This transaction is known as what? Bill to ship to model. यानी bill is going in the name of Mr. B, but delivery is going in the name of Mr. C. Okay, now which tax should come? Now which tax should come? See this. First of all, this is a different transaction known as bill to ship to model. जहाँ पे bill किसी के नाम पे है, however goods का movement किसी third person के नाम पे हो रहा है. So place of supply, what the section 10 has said? Place of supply shall be deemed to be the office of the person who is directed to deliver such goods? Who has directed? Mr. B. Mr. B ने A को बोला कि invoice give in my name, but delivery कहाँ देनी है? In the name of Mr. C at Nashik. So even though the goods have moved to Nashik and Maharashtra only within the state, still it shall be deemed that goods first Delhi में मिले and then goods are moved from Delhi to Maharashtra. So again in this case, Mr. A will have to charge IGST to Mr. B. I agree, goods have moved from Maharashtra to Maharashtra only, but it shall be deemed that invoice is raised in the name of Mr. B at Delhi. So goods have first received at Delhi and then their goods moved to Mr. C at Nashik. This is known as what? Build to ship to model. This is a second type of transaction in place of supply for movement of goods. Okay. Now the third one. This is a place of supply where the goods are assembled or installed at a site. Okay, goods are assembled or installed at a site. Okay, so chalo, I will give you an example. A supplier, where he is registered? Maharashtra. Recipient, where he is also registered? Maharashtra. So दोनों same state में registered. Okay, लेकिन let's read the question. Supplier A is installing the goods, यानी AC, for the recipient Mr. B in Maharashtra. लेकिन installation कहाँ हो रहा है? Installation of goods is done at Delhi. Installation of goods is done at where? Delhi. So what will be the place of supply in this case? Again, supplier recipient दोनों same state में, both are within Maharashtra, but goods are being installed where? At Delhi. Okay, so what does place of supply law say? Place of supply says where the goods are assembled or installed, place of supply shall be the place of installation or assembly. It is immaterial कि recipient Maharashtra का है, goods install or assemble कहाँ हुआ है? Delhi. Hence place of supply shall be what? Delhi. So supplier's location what? Maharashtra. Place of supply what? Delhi. Two separate states. Which tax will charge? IGST. Okay, so this is third nature of transaction for goods. Now the fourth one. Now this is very nice one. Place of supply where goods are supplied on board a conveyance. Example. See this. He is a supplier, Mr. A. कहाँ registered है sir? Maharashtra में. Goods load कहाँ हुए? Just he has loaded the goods in Rajdhani train where? In Maharashtra. Supplier also of Maharashtra. He has loaded the goods in Maharashtra. Okay. Now what is happening? As soon as train started moving, उसने कुछ goods बेच दिए, and where it is consumed? In Gujarat. Someone bought and consumed where? In Gujarat. Okay. Again he sold the goods to someone else where it was sold and consumed? In Haryana. And third, he sold the goods again and consumed where by any third person? In Delhi. Okay, it happens, huh? The goods load Maharashtra mein hue, but while I was traveling, I sold someone in Gujarat, I sold to second person in Haryana, and I sold to third person in Delhi. Now, which tax I should charge? IGST or CG or SG? This is the question. Now listen, I can't verify कि कब महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात गए ट्रेन तो आईजी चार्ज करो, कब महाराष्ट्र से हरियाणा पहुंची तो आईजी चार्ज करो, क्या विद इन महाराष्ट्र ही है? Let's start CGST. That is not possible. So in this case, what they have said, see this, where the goods are supplied on board a conveyance, यानी जब ट्रेन मूव करेगी, फ्लाइट मूव करेगी on board a conveyance, place of supply shall be what? Wherever the goods are loaded. Wherever the goods are loaded. Okay, goods कहाँ लोड हुए थे? At Maharashtra. Okay, hence place of supply shall be Maharashtra. It is immaterial कि goods कहीं भी consume हुए. Immaterial. Wherever it was loaded, that is a place of supply. So location of supplier is what? Maharashtra. Goods are loaded where? Maharashtra. Hence which tax I will charge? CG and SG only. It is immaterial कि गुजरात में हुआ है, हरियाणा में हुआ है, दिल्ली में consume. Okay, so these are the categories for goods where there is what is the way to identify place of supply. Okay, now goods is easy, tangible होते हैं. We can see the movement of the goods. But for services, it is very difficult to identify. Because service तो यार phone से भी हो सकता है, SMS से भी हो सकता है, email से भी होता है, and it can be given to plenty of people together. Now, how to identify place of supply for services? Okay, this was the goods ka category. There were 4-5 categories. Now I will take you to the services. Let's be very attentive in this. See this. First of all, I will discuss general service, an audit service, consultancy service, any kind of general coaching service, train, all those. See this. If the general services are given to the registered recipient, again, if the general services are given to the recipient जो GST में registered है, the place of supply is what? Wherever he or she is registered. Okay, see this. If I have given general services to any person जो GST में registered, GST number है, it is immaterial कहीं भी service दो. Place of supply क्या माना जाएगा? Wherever he or she is registered. And if the recipient is unregistered, like us, anyone who does not have GST number, okay, then there are two categories. If the recipient address on record is available, यानी PAN card, Aadhaar card, passport, some valid proof is available, then the location जो भी Aadhaar card पे है, address on record, that is a place of supply. And if address on record is not available, कुछ भी proof नहीं दिया उसने, so the place of supply is what? Location of supplier of services. Okay, so this is the category. अगर मैं किसी भी registered person को दूं जिसके पास GST number है, what is the place of supply? जहां भी वो registered, wherever they are registered. But if the recipient is unregistered, like a student, if anyone is there, students, any member who does not have GST number, and if they give their address on record, like मैं रहता हूँ Delhi and everywhere, then that location is the place of supply. But if they do not have any address on record, then location of supplier, मेरा address, जो services दे रहा है, that shall be deemed as place of supply. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now I will take you to the questions. Again, let's discuss. First, a CA, chartered accountant, where he is registered? Maharashtra. He is giving services to ABC Limited. ABC where it is registered? Delhi. Now देखो क्या हो? CA goes to Delhi for doing audit services. Okay, CA क्या किया? महाराष्ट्र से दिल्ली गया. He did the audit in Delhi. He completed the work. He raised the tax invoice and he came back. Now, which tax CA will charge on ABC Limited? What is written? The recipient is registered. And हमने अभी क्या पढ़ा? If the recipient is registered for services, if the recipient is registered, what is the place of supply? Wherever he or she is registered. ये केस में क्या है? ABC, where is registered? Delhi. Hence place of supply shall be what? Delhi. Okay, so location of supplier is what? Maharashtra. Place of supply is what? Delhi. Two separate states. Which tax I will charge? IGST. Okay, simple. Now, little bit complicated. See this. Again, same. A CA, he was registered where? In Maharashtra. Recipient, a company. Where it is registered? Delhi. Again, two separate states. Recipient is registered where? Delhi. Now, what is happening? Company ने अपनी books send की in Maharashtra. I did the audit in Maharashtra only. I raised an invoice in Maharashtra and audit करके I send the books back to Delhi. Okay, so this time I have not gone to Delhi. Okay, I did the audit in my state only. So which tax will come? See this. What is said? If the recipient is registered for general services, place of supply is location जहाँ पे भी he or she is registered. In this case, the company is registered where? In Delhi. Okay, so it is immaterial whether I did audit in Maharashtra or in Delhi or in any other state. What shall be the place of supply? Delhi. So which tax I will charge? IGST. Okay, so this is what for general services. Everything I'm talking about right now is only and only of what? General services. Okay, now see this. Again, same discussion is going only of general services where the recipient is registered. See this supplier kahan registered hai sir? Maharashtra. Where the recipient is registered? Delhi. Now see what is happening. Mr. A जो supplier है वो गोवा में आए थे for a conference. Fortunately, Mr. B जो दिल्ली में he also was there in Goa in conference. Okay, so Mr. A and B attends conference in Goa. A ने सारी services कहाँ दिया? At Goa. And invoice was raised at Goa. Okay, supplier registered कहाँ है? Let's do. Supplier is registered in Maharashtra. Recipient कहाँ registered है? Delhi. But both the services कहाँ exchange हुई? In the state of Goa. Now, as a supplier, which tax I should charge to the recipient? Okay. Registered in Delhi. Such services, if they are exchanged in Goa, whether they are exchanged in Jammu and Kashmir, Madhya Pradesh, कोई भी state में कहीं भी क्यों ना exchange, it is immaterial. Why? Because the recipient is registered. And what the law says? Place of supply for general shall be the location of registered recipient. Hence, place of supply shall be what? Delhi. Where the supplier is registered? Maharashtra. Place of supply is what? Delhi. Which tax will come? IGST. Okay, so this is for general services where the recipient is registered. कहीं भी क्यों ना वो registered हो. Wherever the services are exchanged is immaterial. Location is the registered place of the recipient. That's it. Okay, this is what? General services. Now, again, I will discuss about general service, but this time, dekho, recipient is unregistered. See this. Supplier is what? Registered in Maharashtra. Recipient is what? Unregistered. बेचारे के पास GST number नहीं है. He does not have the GST number. But address on record है. There is a address on record. Okay, now see what is happening. Mr. B, जो recipient है, he visits the office of A and obtain what? Consultancy services. Mr. B क्या किया? He came to the office of A and he obtained what? Consultancy service in Maharashtra. Now, Mr. A should charge which tax? Recipient के पास GST number नहीं है. He is unregistered. But address on record is saying something. That address is there. Now see. As per section 12, if the recipient is unregistered, क्या बोला गया? अगर recipient unregistered है, place of supply is what? Address on record of the recipient. Address on record of the recipient. What is address on record? Delhi. And place of supply shall be Delhi. It is immaterial that services are exchanged in Maharashtra. It is immaterial that the services are exchanged in Delhi or any part of the India. Okay, since recipient address on record is there, it shall be that only place of supply. Okay, now the next one. See this. Mr. A, where is registered? Maharashtra. Recipient is unregistered this time. Okay, recipient is unregistered and he does not obtain the address on record. So what is happening? Mr. B came to the office of Mr. A. He obtained consultancy services in Maharashtra. Okay, now listen. There is no address on record in this case. Okay, so how will the supplier come to know? Agar the recipient does not inform where he or she stays, how will I come to know where he is from? So which tax I should charge? If I do not know the address on record, place of supply shall be location of the supplier. Okay, so which tax I will charge? CGST and SGST only. Okay, so this is what? Place of supply for general service. Now I will give a summary for general service. See, now like me, right now I'm giving this online lecture. So he's a supplier who is registered in Maharashtra and is providing what? Coaching, online coaching from Maharashtra. He seeks your advice regarding place of supply for the following receiver. See the first receiver. Recipient is registered in Maharashtra. Recipient is registered in Maharashtra. Which tax I should charge? Obviously, since he is registered, place of supply is the location where the recipient is registered. I should charge CG and SG do. The second recipient, where is registered? In Kerala. Which services I'm providing? General service. What are the law says? Place of supply shall be location where the recipient is registered. कहाँ registered है? Kerala. Supplier कहाँ registered है? Maharashtra. Two separate state. I will charge IGST. Okay. Third one. Recipient is unregistered. But address on record. Some proof is given. PAN card, passport, Aadhaar card. That he says at Goa. Okay. So now, what the place of supply for general services? Address on record. Correct. So, where is the supplier record? Registered. Maharashtra. What is the address on record? Goa. Two separate state. Again, which tax I will charge? IGST. And the fourth one. Where is the recipient? He is unregistered. But address on record also is not available. कुछ proof ही नहीं है. So as a supplier of Maharashtra, मैं कौन से state को GST दूँ? I do not have address on record. Okay, so what I will give? Location shall be what? The location of supplier. Which tax I will charge? CGST and SGST only. So this is a summary regarding general services. I hope it is clear. Okay, now I will take you the second category, immovable property services. There are two categories in immovable, A and B. First, what does the law say? Place of supply for services in relation to immovable property. Immovable property and land, building, etc. Okay, what the law says? Place of supply shall be the location of the immovable property. It is immaterial, चाहे recipient के पास GST number है या नहीं है. Whether he is registered or not, it's immaterial. What is the place of supply? The location of immovable property. That's it. Okay, so now there will be plenty of examples that I will share you. Remember this law. Place of supply shall be what? Location of immovable property. So let's do this. See this. This is A, an architect. Architect है, building banana. She is registered where? Maharashtra. Okay, recipient, where he or she is registered? Again, Maharashtra. Both are registered in Maharashtra. Both are registered in Maharashtra. One second, sorry. Okay, however, architecture services is provided to the property. Property is where? Delhi. See this. Supplier and recipient दोनों कहाँ पे है? दोनों registered. Maharashtra. Registered है दोनों Maharashtra. But where is the immovable property? It is registered where? Immovable property is where? At Delhi. Now, which tax I should charge? Simple. For a place of supply in relation to immovable property, place of supply is the location where the immovable property is situated. Okay, where is the immovable property is at? Delhi. Supplier कहाँ का? Maharashtra. Place of supply is what? Delhi. Two separate state. Which tax I will charge? IGST. It doesn't make any difference whether the recipient is registered or the recipient is unregistered. If this was general service, not immovable property, then what would be your answer? If this was general services, not immovable property, then what would have your answer? Wherever the recipient is registered, yani Maharashtra to Maharashtra. Okay, but since this is immovable property, it doesn't make any difference whether the recipient is registered or unregistered. Place of supply shall be what? The location of immovable property. Another example, see this. A builder. Builder, where is registered? Maharashtra. He's constructing a building for the recipient. Recipient भी कहाँ registered है? Maharashtra. So both supplier and recipient दोनों कहाँ है? Maharashtra के बंदे. Okay, how the construction service provide कर रहा है? Where the immovable property is located? Again where? Delhi. Okay, where the immovable property is located at? Delhi. Which tax should come? CGST or IG? What will be the place of supply? Simple. Since it is immovable property, place of supply shall be what? Location of immovable property. What is the location of immovable property? Delhi. Hence place of supply shall be Delhi. Okay. So supplier where is registered? Maharashtra. Place of supply is what? Delhi. Two separate states. IGST. Okay. So it is immaterial, again say, whether Mr. B is registered or not. Okay, the third category. This I am just showing the categories of service in relation to immovable property. जैसे एक architect था, builder था, now an estate agent. Estate agents, they are also selling the buildings and all. So estate agents is providing service in relation to immovable property. Okay, estate agent where is registered? Maharashtra. The recipient is unregistered, but Maharashtra में रहता है. Okay, recipient भी क्या है? Unregistered है, but Maharashtra में रहता है. Okay, अब where the immovable property is situated? Delhi. What shall be the place of supply? Both are of Maharashtra, but property is at Delhi. Place of supply shall be what? Location of immovable property, which is Delhi. Sorry. So supplier, where is registered? Maharashtra. Property is where? Delhi. Two separate state. IGST. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता अगर recipient registered है और ये unregistered. Place of supply shall be what? Location of immovable property. Again, a next category. An engineer. Okay, similarly, an engineer is registered where? In Maharashtra. Recipient भी कहाँ का है? Maharashtra, same state. However, engineering services कहाँ provide हो रही है? See this time. Now this is a complicated change thing. Where the engineering services are provided, the property is located where? UK. Where the property is located? Outside India. Now tell me, think about it. अब तक मैंने जो भी सिखाया, what I have said, location of immovable property, location of immovable property. Now what will happen in this case? Can I say export of services or not? Let's redo. Supplier registered where? Maharashtra. Recipient again where is there? Maharashtra. दोनों महाराष्ट्र के. Okay, both are registered in Maharashtra. But मैं property कहाँ बना रहा हूँ? In UK. Property कहाँ बना रहा हूँ? In UK. Can I say export, zero rated, ऐसा कुछ करूँ? या IGST? What tax I should charge? Okay, normal cases. In normal cases, what I've said, wherever the immovable property is situated, that is a place of sale. But there is a provision. Provision means exception. एक exception है. देखो क्या बोला. If, see this, line 1 only. If the property is located outside India, if the property is located outside India, place of supply क्या बोला है? जो general services में था ना वो shall be the location of recipient of services. Okay, कब आता है? Only if the immovable property is outside India. So place of supply shall be what? Location of recipient of services. So recipient to India का. So I will charge him what? GST. Since both are in same state, I will charge CG and SGST. Okay, so this is a proviso. Proviso means exception है एक law में. कब? When the immovable property is outside India, but the recipient is of India. Recipient is of India. तब क्या होता है place of supply? Wherever the recipient is registered. Okay, or so place of supply shall be location of recipient. So since हम दोनों महाराष्ट्र के हैं, engineer will charge me what? CGST and SGST. Okay, so this is very important. ये point बहुत ही important है. Because normal cases में location of immovable property, but if property is outside India, location of recipient. See this. Now, जो भी मैंने अभी तक पढ़ा, that was service in relation to immovable property, यानी engineering, architect, construction, builder, जो हम property बनाने के लिए, बेचने के लिए जो भी services दे रहे थे वो. Now there is the second type in immovable property, known as accommodation in hotel, in guest house. Okay, accommodation, रहने की जगह, in hotels, in guest house, that I will talk about. See this example. The Resort Hotel, महाराष्ट्र में है The Resort Hotel करके. Okay, it is providing what? Accommodation services. So anyone can come from any state, any part of the world and can stay. So see what is happening. The Resort Hotel is where? It is registered in Maharashtra. The Resort Hotel is where? Registered in Maharashtra. So first person, First person came from Maharashtra, कहीं भी महाराष्ट्र का है. He came, he stayed in hotel in the resort. He enjoyed luxury service in the resort. He enjoyed food service in the resort. Everything in the resort, and then he went back. Which tax the resort should charge? Hope question is understood. Now see what it has said. Supplier is registered where? Maharashtra. What the place of supply says? Location of immovable property. Where the immovable property is located? Obviously, Meri property. The resort is in Maharashtra. So, which tax I will charge? CG and SC. It doesn't make any difference whether the recipient is registered, whether the recipient is unregistered. Because अगर किसी भी recipient को services enjoy करनी है the resort में, so obviously he will have to come to the resort. The resort cannot go to his or her house. Okay, so जब भी accommodation in hotel in guest house होगा, the place of supply shall be what? The location of immovable property. Another person, say Kerala का बंदा है. So he came from Kerala to Maharashtra, stayed in the resort hotel, enjoyed luxury services in the resort, relaxed in the resort, paid the money, paid the GST, and went back where? Kerala. The resort will charge which tax? Obviously, it will charge CG and SC only because supplier be in Maharashtra mein, and immovable property also in Maharashtra. Okay, so I will charge CG and SC only. Okay. Now third, recipient is what? Unregistered. कहाँ से भी आया हो? Place of supply shall be what? Location of immovable property. See this, the fourth one. Recipient is what? From outside India. Say UK, USA, कहीं का भी बंदा हो. He came from USA, UK to India. He also stayed where? The resort. Okay, he enjoyed luxury service, the resort. He took a relaxation service, the resort, and went back to US and UK. Okay, which tax the resort will charge, or shall it be counted as export? This cannot be counted as export. Okay, because place of supply kahan hai? Wherever the immovable property. So isse bhi which tax I will charge? CG and SC only. So whenever there is accommodation in a hotel, in guest house, marriage functions, kuch bhi ho, it has to be always CG and SC. Because the resort kahin ja nahi sakta. The marriage functions cannot go anywhere. You will have to come. Whether you are registered, whether you are within India, whether you are outside India, doesn't make any difference. Where the property is located, that is a place of supply. Okay. So now this was what? Immovable property ka question. I hope it is clear to you. Okay. Now they will take you to one simple example, not this one. This one. Say this. This is ye. You need to think about this. See this. What is happening? A supplier of Maharashtra. A supplier of Maharashtra. कोई भी engineer, architect. Now what is doing? Is doing road construction. Yeah, bridge construction, whatever. Is doing this bridge construction. Now see this. He did the bridge construction where? In Maharashtra. And bridge was so huge that it extended till Gujarat. Okay, so one person supplied construction service in Maharashtra as well as Gujarat. Okay, he raised a single invoice. He raised a single invoice of rupee 1 crore. Let's read the question. Mr. A is providing construction service in relation to bridge. Bridge is how much? 75,000 square feet in Maharashtra. Maharashtra में उसने 75,000 square feet construct किया. And 25,000 square feet he constructed where? In Gujarat. एक ही road bridge है, but certain part in the state of Maharashtra and certain part in the state of Gujarat. One invoice of 1 crore. Now whatever normally saying, place of supply is what? Location of immovable property. But this time location is Maharashtra also, and Delhi and Gujarat also. Which tax I should charge is the question. Think about. Okay, this is one immovable property extending in more than one state. Okay, now see this, what the law says. If the immovable property is located in more than one state or union territory, then place of supply shall be made in each of the state in proportion to the value of service separately determined, या फिर on a reasonable basis. Now see, bridge was 75,000 square feet in Maharashtra and 25,000 square feet in Gujarat. So ratio is there, 3:1. Ratio is there, 75:25, 3:1. So I will have to make two invoices. First, CGST of Maharashtra, 75 lakh plus CGST tax. And second, in the name of Gujarat, 25 lakhs plus GST. Okay, so when this situation will come, when the immovable property is located in more than one state. Okay, when the immovable property is located in more than one state. So I will have to do on what? Reasonable basis. And what is reasonable? On the basis of square meter. So 75,000 square feet is in Maharashtra, so 3/4, and 25,000 square feet is in Gujarat, so 1/4, 3:1. Okay. Now this was what our immovable property services. Okay, so we did two services. First was general service, koi bhi, audit, consultancy, anything. What was the rule? Agar recipient registered hai to wherever they are registered. If the recipient is unregistered, an address on record, yani Aadhaar card, passport, something is there, electricity bill, location of that address on record. And third, if the recipient is unregistered and place of supply bhi nahi and address on record bhi nahi hai, then location of supply. Okay, this was for general service. For immovable property, what was there? Location of immovable property is the place of supply. Okay, now comes the third category. Okay, the third category is place of supply for performance-based services. Place of supply for performance-based services. Okay, what is the place of supply? This shall be location where the services are actually performed. Sahi hai. What is the place of supply? Wherever the services are actually performed. It is immaterial whether the recipient is registered or unregistered. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. What is the place of supply? Location where the services are actually performed. Okay, so let's see this. These are the type of services which are covered. You can see this. Catering services is there. Restaurant services there. Beauty treatment services is there. Healthcare and fitness service there. And plastic surgery. All kind of services are there. Again, I will repeat. Catering, then restaurant, food, then beauty treatment services, health and fitness key services, and plastic surgery. All the services are there, known as performance-based services. What is the place of supply? Services, where the services are actually performed. Kahan pe bhi service perform ki hai, that shall be the place of supply. It is immaterial whether the recipient is registered ya unregistered. Okay, so first, a caterer. Caterer is where? Registered in Maharashtra. Mr. B. Caterer is providing catering service. Mr. B. Where is she registered? In Maharashtra. Okay. However, catering services kahan perform hui? In AGM at Delhi. Okay, so supplier and recipient both Maharashtra mein registered hai. Lekin where I have performed the catering service? At AGM. Where it was held? Delhi. AGM was held at Delhi. Now as a caterer, which tax I must charge to Mr. B? What the law says? Place of supply shall be location where the services are performed. So where the services are performed? At Delhi. What shall be the place of supply? Delhi. So place of supply shall be Delhi. So supply registered where? Maharashtra. Place of supply what? Delhi. Two separate tax. Which I will charge? IGST. Okay, it's very simple. यहाँ पे recipient is registered, unregistered, doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference. Okay, next one. Now see this. Mr. A gym trainer. He is a gym trainer, training दे रहा है, registered in Maharashtra. Mr. B is registered where? In Kerala. Registered where? In Kerala. Okay, now Mr. A provide gym service to Mr. B in his gym at Maharashtra. So what is happening? So Mr. B is a registered Kerala. He came to Maharashtra. He took health services in Maharashtra. He took fitness service in Maharashtra and then went back to Delhi. I'm sorry, Kerala. Now which tax will come? Okay, recipient is registered in Kerala, but he came to Maharashtra. So service are performed where? In Maharashtra. Fitness service are performed where? In Maharashtra. Okay, so what does law says? Performance-based service. Location where the services are actually performed. Service कहाँ perform हुई? Maharashtra. Supplier भी कहाँ है? Maharashtra. Which tax will come? CGST and SGST. Okay, it is immaterial whether the recipient is registered or unregistered. Okay, so this is a simple one. So ये कौन सा था हमारा? Performance based services. A simple category was that, performance based services. Now comes again, this is simple, admission to an event. What is this? Admission to an event या admission to a park. कोई भी event होती है, जैसे cultural event, artistic event, scientific event, education, entertainment event, any event. या फिर admission to a park, Imagica, Water Kingdom. So what shall be the place of supply in those categories? Let's read it. See this first. First, I will say the categories of event. Cultural events, scientific events, education events, sports event, IPL, artistic event, and entertaining events. You want to attend this event. So what you will do? You will buy the tickets. What you will do? Obviously, you will buy the tickets and then you will attend that event. आप audience में बैठे हो. You will attend that event. Okay, so it is just like admission to an immovable property, जो हमने the resort वाला example किया. Okay, it is just like that only. So whether it's a cultural event, scientific, education, कोई भी event हो, and you have to come to attend that event, what will be the place of supply? Let's study this. See this. Say Arijit Singh. Arijit Singh, where he is registered in Delhi. He is holding a concert where? In Delhi. He is selling tickets from where? Delhi. And charging GST. So whosoever want to attend the concert, they will have to come to Delhi. Okay, obviously they will have to come to Delhi. They will enjoy the services where? At Delhi. Okay, entertainment service कहाँ होगा? Delhi में होगा. Tickets कहाँ जाएगी? Delhi में होगी. And then they will go back to their respective states or wherever. Okay, this is what? Admission to an event. Now see this. First recipient. Recipient is registered in Maharashtra but attending concert in Delhi. So क्या हुआ? Recipient Maharashtra से Delhi गया. Okay. In the second category, recipient is registered somewhere and is attending the concert. So recipient वापस Kerala से कहाँ गया? Delhi. Third event, recipient is unregistered. He is also going where? Delhi. And the fourth, say recipient is outside India. Recipient is outside India. He wants to attend the concert. Okay, so tickets के लिए कहाँ आना पड़ेगा? Delhi. So again, he came to India. He came to Delhi and he attended the event where? In Delhi. Okay, so all of the guys attended event in Delhi. So what will be the place of supply? Place of supply shall be the location where the event is held. Where the event is held. So event कहाँ हुई है? Delhi में. Supplier कहाँ registered है? Delhi में. So which tax he will charge? Arijit Singh? CGST and SGST of Delhi. Okay. Why? Because agar if you want to see the concert, you have to come to this state. Okay. It can Arijit Singh ऐसा आपके stage में नहीं आ सकता. If you want to see his concert, you will have to come to his state. You will have to buy tickets in Delhi. You will have to have entertainment in Delhi, and then you will have to go back. So for admission to an event, what is the place of supply? Location where the event is held. So event कहाँ held हुई है? Delhi में. Which tax will come? CGST and SCST. Okay, the same way, a park. Same way, एक park है, imagine. Where a park is located? Registered in Maharashtra. Is providing admission to park services and charging GST on sale of tickets. कौन सी सर्विस दे रहा है? एडमिशन टू अ पार्क. सो किसी को भी पार्क की सर्विसेज लेनी, इमेजिका देखना है, so can Imagika come to his state? No, no, we will have to come to Maharashtra. So again a same category. First person registered in Maharashtra, महाराष्ट्र से महाराष्ट्र इमेजिका में आया, सर्विसेज एंजॉय की इमेजिका में, राइड्स एंजॉय की महाराष्ट्र में ही, खाना एंजॉय किया वेयर इन महाराष्ट्र, एंड देन ही गोes back to his home. Second person, where is registered in Kerala, इमेजिका में आना है, so he came to Maharashtra, enjoyed services in Imagika, relaxed in Imagika, enjoyed rides in Imagika in Maharashtra, and went back where? Kerala. Third person, recipient unregistered, same thing. And the fourth one, recipient outside India. So क्या Imagika जाएगा स्मिथ के पास? So Smith will have to come to India. He will have to come to Maharashtra. Enjoyed services in Imagika in Maharashtra. Okay, so Imagika will charge which tax? So place of supply is the location where the park is located, obviously. So which tax Imagika will charge? CGST and SCST. So जब भी there is admission to an event, yeah, admission to an immovable property and the resort and room, it has to be CGST and SGST. Because for admission, you will have to come to my state. We cannot come to your state. It always has to be what? CG and SC. It can never be IGST. It can never be IGST. Okay, so this was what? Admission to an event or admission to a park fee services. Okay, the next category. Now this is a complicated one. This doesn't make that much sense. ये क्या है? Organizing an event service. See earlier what? Admission to an event. IPL event, scientific event, cultural में आपको admit होना है, tickets buy करने. This time it is what? Organizing an event. यानी IPL है तो पूरी boundaries organize की किसी ने. Someone has organized the seats, sitting arrangements, lights, cameras, everything. An organizer, event managers in short. Now they are also providing services of organizing an event. What will be the place of supply? Okay, now it's a combination. See this what they have said. If the recipient is registered, again, if the recipient is registered, जिसके लिए I am organizing an event, if he is registered, place of supply is location of that registered recipient. And if the recipient is unregistered, if the recipient is unregistered, for whom I am organizing event, he is unregistered, place of supply shall be what? Where the event is held. Where the event is held. Okay, so let's see this example. First, an event manager कहाँ registered है? महाराष्ट्र में. Supplier कहाँ registered है? महाराष्ट्र में. Recipient again कहाँ registered है? महाराष्ट्र. Both are registered. But where the event got conducted at Delhi. Where the event got conducted at Delhi. Event organized कहाँ करनी पड़ी? At Delhi. Now which tax event manager will charge to Mr. B? What the law says? If the recipient is registered, place of supply shall be what? Location of registered recipient. What the law says? For organizing the services, for organizing an event services, place of supply shall be location of registered recipient. That is Maharashtra. Hence I will charge what? CGST and SGST. Okay, even though the event is conducted where at Delhi, I will charge CG and SC only. Okay, so this is little bit complicated for organizing an event service. If this was admission to an event, then जहाँ event हो रही है वो. Okay, the second category. Again, event manager कहाँ है? महाराष्ट्र में. Recipient कहाँ है? Unregistered of Maharashtra. दोनों same state, but this time recipient is unregistered. Okay, an event कहाँ conduct हुई? Delhi. Okay, so what shall be the place of supply? Wherever the event is held. So this time place of supply shall be what? Delhi. It is immaterial that Mr. B is of Maharashtra. So I will charge IGST. Okay, this is what organizing an event services. Now see this. Kapil Sharma, show सब लोग देखते होंगे. He is registered in Maharashtra. Now listen. He is organizing an event. He is organizing an event. He is organizing an event for Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan is registered where? Maharashtra. So dono, supplier and recipient are registered in Maharashtra. The event is conducted where? At Dubai. Event is conducted where? At Dubai. So what will be the place of supply? What shall be the place of supply? Answer is simple. Since ये देखो ये भी proviso है, जैसे immovable property में था ना, if immovable property is outside India, the place of supply is location of recipient. Same way for organizing an event, there is a proviso exception. If the event is held outside India, if the event is held outside India, okay, but the recipient is of India, place of supply shall be what? Location of recipient. Okay, hence Kapil Sharma shall charge what? CG and SG of Maharashtra. It cannot be considered as export of services. It cannot be considered as export of services. Okay. Okay, so this is a complication. This is also what? A proviso exception. Okay, so event is outside India, but recipient is of India. Place of supply is what? Location of the recipient. So see this. Now the another example. Again, Kapil Sharma, where is registered? Maharashtra. See this. This time he is organizing an event for Will Smith in Dubai. An event we can't conduct in Dubai. Okay, let's redo this. Kapil Sharma is registered where? Supplier is registered in Maharashtra. He is organizing an event for Will Smith of Dubai. Assume he is of Dubai. An event we can't conduct at Dubai. Now, what shall be the place of supply? See, in previous example, Shah Rukh was of India. Recipient was of India. इसलिए place of supply shall be what? Location of recipient. But this time, recipient is outside India. Event is outside India. What will be the place of supply? Answer is, since both are outside India, place of supply shall be location where the event is held. Dubai. Place of supply shall be what? Dubai. ये count होगा outside India. Okay, since it is provided to recipient outside India, event also outside India, hence place of supply shall be what? Outside India. Okay, so ये मेरा provision है. Again खत्म नहीं हुआ. Now see the complication comes. Now let's use our brain. Let's use our brain and answer this question. Say this. Again, a supplier is organizing an event. For whom? Shah Rukh Khan, who is registered in Maharashtra. Shah Rukh Khan is registered in Maharashtra. So supplier भी महाराष्ट्र में registered, recipient भी महाराष्ट्र में registered. But see, 3 events करनी है ना? So that could be multiple events. So Kapil did 3 events for Shah Rukh in Maharashtra and 2 events for Shah Rukh in Delhi. 2 अलग state हो. Total 5 events की 3 events he did where? Maharashtra. 2 events he did where? Delhi. Now what shall be the place of supply for organizing an event की services? चलो, simple. What did I say? For organizing an event, if the recipient is registered, place of supply shall be what? For organizing a service, if the recipient is GST number है registered, place of supply shall be what? Location of recipient. क्या Shah Rukh registered है? Yes. So what shall be the place of supply? Where the Shah Rukh is registered. So Shah Rukh is registered in Maharashtra. So Kapil will charge CG and SG of Maharashtra only. It is immaterial. Event Maharashtra में हुई, Delhi में हुई, Goa में हुई, कहीं भी हुई, even outside India हुई, doesn't make any difference because the recipient is registered. Hence CG and SG. But अब देखते हैं next question. Supplier registered where? Maharashtra. Supplier is what? Registered in Maharashtra. This time is conducting an event for Rajpal Yadav. Rajpal does not have GST number. Okay, Rajpal के लिए 5 event की. 3 events in Maharashtra, 2 events in Delhi. ओके, राजपाल यादव के लिए इवेंट कंडक्ट की, 3 इवेंट कहाँ कंडक्ट की? महाराष्ट्र में। 2 इवेंट कहाँ कंडक्ट की? दिल्ली में। टोटल कंसिडरेशन इज 50,000 plus GST. What shall be the place of supply? Okay, first, nature of services, organizing an event. What did I say? If the recipient is registered, place of supply is location of registered recipient. क्या recipient registered है? No. Third, if the recipient is unregistered, place of supply is what? Where the event is held. Where the event is held? In Maharashtra also and in Delhi also. So what will be the place of supply? Again, chalo, let's see. Since the recipient is unregistered, place of supply shall be location where the event is held. That is Maharashtra also and Delhi. So I will have to raise, Kapil will have to raise 2 invoices. First, in the name of Maharashtra, 30,000. Okay, 5 में से 3 events are done in Maharashtra. So 30,000 plus CGST, SGST, and 20,000 because 2 events in Delhi as IGST. Okay, suppose events are done in all the states. तो जितने स्टेट में जितनी इवेंट्स हुई ना, that many invoices, and in that proportion you will have to charge GST. Okay, so this is what my place of supply for organizing an event services. For admission to an event, simple, जहां भी event हो रही है, tickets लेनी है ना, so wherever the event is held, you will have to come there only. So it has to be CG and SG. Whether recipient registered, unregistered, outside India, no different. But for organizing an event, we have to take the categories. अगर recipient registered है तो wherever they are registered. If the recipient is unregistered, place of supply shall be what? Where the event is actually organized. ठीक है? I hope it is clear for organizing an event. Now I will take you to the next journey. Transportation of goods की services. Place of supply of service provided by way of transportation of goods. By way of transportation of goods. Okay. I'm not the owner of the goods. I'm just transporting the goods from one state to another. Transportation of goods. See this. I'm a transporter, Mr. A. Where I'm registered? Maharashtra. Recipient. Where is registered? Say Maharashtra. Okay. Now what I'm doing? I'm raising an invoice on Mr. B. But I'm delivering the goods where? At Delhi. This is not built to ship to a, जो हमने starting में किया था for goods. वहाँ तो I'm the owner of the goods. This time I'm not the owner of the goods. I'm just moving the goods for Mr. B. I'm providing services in relation to transportation of goods. Now which tax will come? Which tax will come? See this, what they have said. For the transportation of goods ki service, if the recipient is registered, again, if the recipient is registered, यानी GST number है, place of supply shall be location wherever he or she is registered. Place of supply shall be location where they are registered. जहीं भी जहां भी registered हो ना, that is a place of supply. But if the recipient is unregistered, GST number नहीं है, तो जहां से भी goods load हुए हो या hand over किए हो for transportation, that is a place of supply. Okay, so in this case, let's read. Supplier registered in Maharashtra. Recipient registered where? Maharashtra. Same state. Goods are going where? At Delhi. Which tax transporter will charge? Place of supply shall be what? Location of the registered recipient. It is immaterial that goods are delivered to Delhi. Place of supply shall be what? Maharashtra. I will charge CGST and SCST only. Okay, so for transporter, if the recipient is registered, place of supply क्या होगा? Wherever the recipient is registered. And if the recipient is unregistered, GST number नहीं है, what is the place of supply? Wherever the goods are loaded या फिर handed over for transportation. See this next example. Transporter registered in Maharashtra. Recipient, where is registered? Maharashtra. वापस पढ़ो. Supplier, where is registered? Maharashtra. Recipient, for whom I am transporting. For whom I am transporting, he is also registered in Maharashtra. So दोनों in Maharashtra. अब देखो क्या हो. Goods were at Kerala. So I loaded the goods, transporter, I loaded the goods from Kerala and I unloaded the goods where at Delhi. Four, so three separate states. Okay. Again, supplier and recipient both are in Maharashtra. Dono same state mein. Recipient told me to go to Kerala because goods are at Kerala. Load the goods from Kerala. Okay, and unload the goods where at Delhi. As a transporter, मैं केरला गया, लोड किए, and मैंने दिल्ली में जाके अनलोड किए. Which tax I should charge on Mr. B? Answer is what? Wherever the recipient is registered. So place of supply shall be what? Location of the registered recipient. It is immaterial that the goods are loaded from Kerala and delivered to Delhi. Hence I will charge what? CGST and SGST to Mr. B. Simple. Why this provision is there? Why this provision ke jahan bhi recipient registered ho, that is your place of supply, so that he can take input tax credit. Main reason of place of supply kya hai? So that I can give him what? ITC, input tax credit. Okay, chalo, next question. Transporter, Mr. A, again, where I'm registered? Maharashtra. Recipient this time is what? Unregistered. GST number hai hi nahi, so ITC ka question hi nahi aata. There is no question of ITC. Now see this. I raised an invoice on Mr. B. Goods I delivered at Delhi. So supplier Maharashtra ka, recipient Maharashtra ka, but unregistered. No GST number. मैंने goods उसके गोडाउन से लोड करके I went to Delhi. Which tax I will charge? Which tax I will charge? Transporter. If the recipient is registered, place of supply is wherever they are registered. If the recipient is unregistered, GST number nahi hai, what is the place of supply? Where the goods are handed over, या फिर where the goods are loaded. See this. Place of supply shall be the location where the goods are handed over for transportation. Mr. B ने hand over कहाँ किया था? महाराष्ट्र में, and delivery दिल्ली में. So goods are handed over at Maharashtra. So supplier also Maharashtra, handed over also at Maharashtra. So which tax I will charge? CGST and SGST of Maharashtra. Okay, now comes the main question. See this. Transporter, where is registered? Maharashtra. Recipient, where is registered? Unregistered. GST number hai? No GST number. Now what the recipient is telling me to? Transporter, go to Kerala. Go to Kerala, load the goods from Kerala and unload the goods where? At Delhi. So I went to Kerala, loaded the goods from Kerala, goods were handed over to me at Kerala, and then I just unloaded at Delhi. Which tax I will charge on Mr. B? Answer is, kya recipient register hai? Unregistered. Recipient is unregistered. What is the place of supply? Wherever the goods are handed over for transportation. Where the goods were handed over at? Kerala. Hence I will charge IGST of Kerala to Mr. B. And Mr. B is unregistered. So ITC ka question aata hi nahi. If the recipient was registered, place of supply would be what? Location of registered recipient. Okay, so this is what my transportation of goods. Now there is one proviso, a very welcome proviso this time. For a change, it's good for us. See this. Transporter registered in Maharashtra. I'm a transporter registered where? Maharashtra. Recipient is of Maharashtra. Recipient kahan ka hai? Maharashtra. What the recipient told me? Go to Kerala transporter, load the goods from Kerala and go to where? London. What the recipient told me? Go to Kerala, load the goods from Kerala and unload the goods where? At London, outside India. What will be the place of supply? In normal scenario, what I will say, where the goods are. First of all, question, is the recipient registered or unregistered? Answer is unregistered. GST number nahi hai. What is the place of supply if the recipient is unregistered? Where the goods are handed over for transportation. Goods का handed over हुआ है Kerala. Goods का handed over हुआ है Kerala. But there is a proviso. See this. What the proviso says. As per proviso, if the destination of the goods is outside India, place of supply shall be what? The location of the destination of the goods. Since the goods are delivered to London, destination क्या है? London. Okay, so place of supply shall be what? London. This can be counted as export of services. This can be, however, what सारी conditions are in section 2 subsection 6 for export of service. But right now remember, place of supply shall be counted as what? Destination of the goods. Why? ताकि हमारे जो goods export हो रहे outside India, goods send हो रहे outside India, they will remain tax free. Okay, those remain tax free. Okay, so even though the goods were loaded where Kerala, since the goods are going outside India, place of supply shall be what? Destination of the good. This is a provision, a welcome change, a positive change for us. Okay, so this was what? Transportation of goods ki services. Now the next category, place of supply service provided by way of transportation of passengers. जो भी previous categories थी, those were transportation of goods, movement of goods. Now I am discussing regarding transportation of what? Passengers. Okay, Nita Bus, Volvo, flights, airlines, everyone. That is transportation of passengers. Again, same. Simple one. If the service are provided to the registered recipient. If the service are provided to whom? जिसके पास GST number है. Place of supply shall be what? Wherever the recipient or the passenger is registered. Wherever the recipient or passenger is registered. Okay, but if the recipient is unregistered, if the recipient is unregistered, it does not have the GST number. Place of supply shall be what? जहाँ पे passenger को load किया वो? नहीं ना? So where the passengers embarks his or her journey. जहाँ से वो अपनी journey start करता है. That is a place of supply. Yeah, चलो, let's do this. Nita Bus, where it is registered in Maharashtra. ये क्या service दे रही है? Transportation of passenger bus में from one place to another. So recipient who is registered where? Maharashtra. Transporter also registered in Maharashtra. Who wants to get transported is also registered in Maharashtra. Okay. Where the bus is going? From Maharashtra to where? Delhi. Bus is going where? From Maharashtra to Delhi. So which tax I will charge? Nita Bus will charge which tax? What did they say? First of all, what is the nature of service? Transportation of passenger. What the law says? If the recipient is registered. If the recipient is registered, place of supply shall be what? Location of the registered recipient. Hence, even though Delhi जा रहे हैं, Nita Bus will charge which tax? CG and SG of Maharashtra. Okay, because what the law says, wherever the recipient is registered. Recipient registered कहाँ था? Maharashtra. Hence I will charge CG SG of Maharashtra. Clear? Now again same. See this. AirAsia, where it is registered? Maharashtra. Recipient क्या है? Registered? Maharashtra. जर्नी कहाँ से स्टार्ट कर रहा है? केरला से. एंड कंप्लीट कहाँ कर रहा है? दिल्ली. उसने फ्लाइट, where did he started his journey? From Kerala. And where he completed his journey? At Delhi. But recipient is registered in Maharashtra. AirAsia will charge which tax to them? Simple one. Since the recipient is registered, कुछ सोचना ही नहीं है. Where he started his journey, where he commenced his journey, where he ended his journey, nothing to think. What does the law says? Place of supply shall be what? Location where the recipient is registered. Since the recipient is registered in Maharashtra, I will charge CGN SG only. Okay, so this is a simple provision for transportation of passenger. Now see the transportation of passenger. if the recipient is unregistered. Chalo. Not this one, sorry. This one. Nita Bus registered in Maharashtra. Nita Bus registered in Maharashtra. Recipient is what? Unregistered. GST number nahi hai. In Maharashtra. Both are in Maharashtra only. Okay. Passenger commenced his journey from Maharashtra and is going to Delhi. Again, passenger embarks his journey from Maharashtra. गाड़ी में बैठा in Maharashtra and is going to Delhi. Nita Bus will charge with GST to the recipient. If the recipient was registered, तो क्या बोला है? Wherever they are registered. क्या recipient is registered? No. So if the recipient is unregistered, what it has said? Wherever embarks, the recipient embarks his journey. Since the recipient has embarked or commenced his journey from where? Maharashtra. Which tax I will charge Nita Bus? CGN SC only. Okay. Same example. Air Asia registered in Maharashtra. Recipient is also of Maharashtra. Okay. Now क्या हुआ? Recipient went where? Kerala. Commenced journey from where? Kerala and is going where? Delhi. Recipient ने journey कहाँ से start की? केरला में and गया कहाँ पे? दिल्ली में. Which tax Air Asia will charge to Mr. B? First of all, nature of service, transportation of passenger. Whether the recipient is registered? No. So what the law says? If the recipient is unregistered, place of supply is what? Location where he commenced his journey, embarked his journey, यानी जहाँ से भी journey commence की, start की, that is a place of supply. So journey कहाँ से start की? Kerala. So I will charge what? IGST of Kerala. Okay. So this is what? Transportation of passenger service. Okay. So now, just like goods make case tha, there was a proviso for goods. For services, transportation of passenger, there is no such proviso. So चाहे recipient London जाए, चाहे recipient Delhi जाए, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Okay. It is there that proviso is only there what? For transportation of goods. Okay. Now there comes the section 30. A very, 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 very important section. Section 13 of IGST Act. Okay, very important section, section 13 of IGST Act. What this says, where either the supplier or the recipient is outside India. Okay, up tak whatever we have studied is supplier or recipient is in India. Section 13 comes when, where the supplier or the recipient is outside India. कोई भी दोनों में से outside India. Then what shall be the place of supply? Okay, now this is very, 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 very tricky. Let's understand by an example. See this first. See this. A company is located where? In UK. A company is located where? In UK. Company is located in UK. A supplier is located where? In Maharashtra. Now what is happening? See this. UK company has sent a machine to Mr. A for testing in Maharashtra. Okay, UK वाले ने अपना machine send किया महाराष्ट्र में for testing. कुछ टेस्ट करना था. So the supplier did the testing in Maharashtra. Supplier did the testing in Maharashtra, and after it was okay, he sent back the machine where? To UK. Now, what shall be the place of supply in this case? First of all, whether company ABC can be GST registered? Impossible, because UK company, it's not an Indian company. So it does not have GST number. Now, can Mr. A say this is an export of service or not? Okay, again, a UK company ने अपना machine send किया महाराष्ट्र में for testing. Supplier who is registered in Maharashtra did the testing in Maharashtra. He found it okay, so he sent back the machine back to UK. He raised an invoice and charged some consideration. Can I say this as an export of service or not? The common question. See this, as per section 13, as per section 13. Section 13 comes when the supplier or recipient, one of them is outside India. Where the goods, see this category, where the goods are required to be made physically available by the recipient. यानी यूके कंपनी ने physically goods भेजे, they are required to be made, then only I can test ना. Where the goods are required to be made physically available by the recipient to the supplier, यानी Maharashtra. Okay, to the supplier. Place of supply shall be the location where the service are actually performed. Service कहाँ perform हुई थी? Maharashtra में. What shall be the place of supply? Maharashtra. Whether I can charge tax? Yes, I will have to charge CGNSG to company ABC of UK. Okay. So this is a category. Section 13 comes when either the supplier of the service or the recipient of service is outside India. Then only section 13 comes into picture. Okay. So in this case, UK company ने अपना machine send किया था महाराष्ट्र में. Supplier did the testing in Maharashtra and gave the goods back to UK. Whether he can charge GST? Answer is section 13 says where the goods are required to be made physically available, the place of supply shall be what? Location where the services are performed. Hence, place of supply shall be Maharashtra, will have to charge CGST of Maharashtra. Okay, lekin there is one change. Okay, this is a general point. Now there is one change. Okay, similar. See this. This change came a proviso, an exception. Okay. See this. A UK company. Again same. Sorry. A UK company. A UK company. It has sent a machine on a temporary basis to job work. Job worker को दिया for repairs. Okay. Job worker को दिया for treatment or process. Job work did the treatment or process in India. And job worker gave the goods back to UK. This time what has happened? So machine to आया India में. Goods have come to India temporary for any treatment or process. And then the job worker sent the goods back to UK. Okay, whether I can charge GST or not. See, normal cases what they have said. Where the goods are required to be made physically available, place of supply is what? Where the services are actually performed. But proviso क्या बोलता है? As per proviso, place of supply, where the goods are temporarily imported into India for job work, treatment यानी process के लिए. Place of supply shall be what? Location of recipient. What is the location of recipient? At UK. Hence, place of supply shall be what? UK. This is done to promote job work. This is done to promote the job work. Okay. So, place of supply shall be what? UK. Job worker can treat it as export of services. A welcome change. Okay. Now, the next category. Place of supply which requires physical presence of the recipient or a person acting on behalf of the recipient. Place of supply which requires physical presence of the recipient or the person acting on behalf of the recipient. Okay, where we were discussing right now was goods. Now we are discussing what? Services. Physical presence of the recipient. See this, a recipient, Mr. A. He is a UK resident. He is a UK resident. And the supplier is what? Of IMI Ahmedabad. Up see. Student of UK comes to Ahmedabad to study business management course. Student of UK comes to Ahmedabad to study what? Business management course. Okay. So this requires physical presence of the recipient. This requires physical presence of the recipient. So the student came to UK. Student came to Ahmedabad. Student studied in Ahmedabad. Services were exchanged in Ahmedabad. Invoice was raised in Ahmedabad. And the student went back to UK. What shall be the place of supply for service provided by IIM Ahmedabad? Okay, I hope you have understood this. Supplier. is registered where? In Maharashtra. Recipient is registered where? Not registered because UK wala. He came from UK to Ahmedabad, obtained services in Ahmedabad, raised an invoice in Ahmedabad, paid the money in Ahmedabad and went back. Okay, so this required physical presence. What shall be the place of supply? Yeah, recipient or supplier, one of them is outside India? Yes, so it shall be governed by section 13. Place of supply, section 13 में क्या बोला है? If it requires physical presence of the recipient, place of supply shall be what? Where the services are actually performed. Hence, place of supply shall be what? Ahmedabad, Gujarat. IIM will charge CG and SG to Mr. A. It is immaterial that Mr. A is resident of UK. Okay, so all this, they have made it in such a way they can earn more revenue and we can charge proper taxes. Okay, the next point, see this heading. Let's read the heading. जो भी हमने पढ़ा अब तक. Place of supply which requires physical presence of the recipient. That student had come to Mumbai, at Ahmedabad, or person acting on behalf of the recipient. Again, or a person acting on behalf of the recipient. See this. Company a UK resident. Company a UK resident. What it is doing? It is sending its employees to IIM for business management course. खुद नहीं आ रही. Company A cannot come. So what it did? It sent all its employees to business management course. And IIM raised an invoice on whom? Company A. So someone is acting on behalf of Company A. Okay, so whether I can charge GST or it shall be treated as export of service. See this again. Say business management course require the physical presence of the recipient. Okay, hence it shall be governed by what? Section 13. Place of supply shall be location where the services are actually performed. Service कहाँ perform हुई? Ahmedabad में. Training कहाँ हुई? Ahmedabad में. So even though the recipient is outside India or someone is representing on behalf of the recipient, I will charge CG and SC to Company A. Okay, so it is immaterial that Company A is resident of UK. Fine. So this was what? Place of supply, place of supply where the recipient is outside India, but it requires physical presence of the recipient in India. Okay, now the third category. Place of supply for immovable property. Place of supply for immovable property. Now let's recollect. We did this earlier also. What was said? For immovable property, what is a place of supply? Wherever the immovable property is located. Wherever the immovable property is located. Okay, so now right now also it is the same provision. But this time what is happening? Either the supplier or the recipient is outside India. Either the supplier or the recipient is outside India. Fine, chalo, let's read the example. An engineer registered in Maharashtra. Engineer is registered in Maharashtra. Recipient, what is happening? Outside India. So supplier is providing engineering service in relation to immovable property to Mr. B of USA. However, immovable property कहाँ बना रहे हैं? At Delhi. This is a weird example, right? Supplier Maharashtra में, जिसके लिए I am constructing the property. He stays at where? USA. But property where I am constructing at Delhi. Can this be considered as export of service or not? As per section 13, what it has said? Any service in relation to immovable property is location of immovable property. So, place of supply shall be what? Location of immovable property. I will have to charge what? IGST of Delhi. Since property supplier कहाँ registered है? महाराष्ट्र में. Property कहाँ है? Delhi. Two separate states. Which tax I will charge? IGST. So it is immaterial. The recipient is in USA. Okay, till the section 12 जो हमने किया था, right now immovable property, few minutes back. In that case, the recipient was of India and property belonged to India or outside India. But in this case, the recipient is outside India. Okay, so section 13 gets attracted when the recipient or the supplier is outside India. Okay, now comes the next category. Supplier, recipient registered where? Maharashtra mein. Okay, so supplier is providing service in relation to immovable property to Mr. B of USA. But immovable property is where? Property is also at USA. So recipient is also outside India. Property, that is also outside India. Okay, so whether I can charge tax or not. What the law says, place of supply shall be what? Location of immovable property. What is the location? USA. What is the location of recipient? USA. So this time it is export of services. In this thing, I can treat it as zero rated supply. In this thing, I can treat it as zero rated supply of services. Okay. In previous example, the recipient was of USA, but the property belonged at Delhi. इसलिए tax लग गया. In this example, recipient is of USA, property is also at USA. Hence, it can be counted as export of services. Okay. Now, maybe it's not over. Huh? See this. The admission to an immovable property. वो भी तो है. This we have already discussed. Let's redo it again. Mr. B of USA. Recipient कहाँ का है? Outside India. He books the resort hotel where? In Maharashtra. He comes from USA. Services कहाँ enjoy की? Maharashtra में. And gets back to USA. So supplier कहाँ है? Maharashtra में. Recipient कहाँ है? USA में. But immovable property कहाँ है? Maharashtra. So क्या tax लगेगा? Answer is obviously yes. Because services were where exchanged? Maharashtra. Immovable property was where? Maharashtra. Hence, for admission to an immovable property, place of supply shall be what? Location of immovable property. I will have to charge what? CGST and SGST to Mr. B. Okay, this was simple one. Now comes the complicated one. The resort hotel where it is registered, UK. Yani supplier is where? Outside it. Supplier कहाँ है? Outside India. Recipient कहाँ का है? India का. So Mr. B of Delhi books the resort hotel in UK. He goes to UK, consumes services in UK, and gets back to Delhi. Yeah, the resort hotel, who is a supplier, will charge GST? Answer is absolutely no. Answer is absolutely no, because the supplier is not registered only in GST. It is not registered in India. Hence, this will be outside the scope of GST. इस पे GST लग ही नहीं सकता. Okay, ये import भी नहीं होगा. Someone may argue this is import. No, this is not import. If it was import of service, service should have been consumed in India, but service are consumed where? In UK. So this is neither an export nor an import. This is outside the scope of GST. I hope it is clear. Okay, now comes that event services. जो हमने discuss किया था event. So whatever services we have already discussed are again coming, but the thing is what? Either the supplier or the recipient, one of them is outside India. Okay, one of them is outside India. So this is what? Again same, see this. IPL event. This is what? Admission to an event. आपको event देखनी है IPL, so you will have to come to India na, if you want to watch it live. Okay, so IPL event registered where? Maharashtra. Recipient, Mr. B is registered where? USA. Is registered where? USA. He comes from USA in Maharashtra. Consumes entertainment service, event ki services in Maharashtra. Match dekha and he goes back to USA. Can IPL tax him, or it will be counted as export of services? It's a simple thing. Very, very simple. When it is admission to an event service, place of supply is what? Location of the event. जहाँ भी event हो रही है ना, that is a place of supply. It is immaterial, boss. Recipient महाराष्ट्र में हो, दिल्ली में हो, UK में हो, US में हो, any part of the country. Okay, it is totally immaterial. Why? Because event is held in Maharashtra, place of supply shall be what? Maharashtra. Okay, now the next point, see this. Recipient is of India. Recipient is of India, but event कहाँ हो रही है? New Zealand. Where the event is being held? New Zealand. So, Mr. B, जो दिल्ली में, goes to New Zealand. He watched the event in New Zealand, enjoys and consumes the admission to an event in New Zealand and gets back to where? Delhi. New Zealand, can it charge GST? Or it will be counted as import of service? This is not import of service, because in order to qualify as import, service should be consumed in India. यहाँ तो service consumed कहाँ हुई? New Zealand. Okay, so in this case, place of supply shall be what? Location where the event is held. Event कहाँ हुई? New Zealand. So India का GST का question आता ही नहीं. There is no question of Indian GST. Again, this shall be outside the scope of GST. Clear? Okay. So ये कौन सा है? Where the supplier or the recipient is outside India. Okay, in this case, either the supplier or the recipient is outside India. Okay. Now comes the next thing. Now this is section 13 subsection 6 of IGST. Okay, see this, a very interesting thing. Government has made this section very smartly. Okay, let's listen to this. UK company, recipient is what? A UK company. Supplier is who? Registered in Maharashtra. Recipient is what? A UK company. Supplier is what? Registered in Maharashtra. Okay, now what is happening? He had sent some products to India for testing. UK has sent some products to India for testing. Okay, now what happens? See this. Mr. A, he did some testing in Maharashtra, yani within India, and he did some testing in Sri Lanka, yani outside India. So some work is done within the taxable territory and some work is done outside the taxable territory. Can I charge GST on UK company or not? Okay, what is happening? See this. UK company, a recipient, it has sent some product to India for testing. Send some product to India for testing. Okay, so goods are coming from outside India for testing. I did the testing where? Something in Maharashtra. And I did certain testing where? In Sri Lanka. You know, within the taxable territory and somewhere non-taxable territory, outside the taxable. Am I required to charge GST on UK? Proportionately, not charge, or full charge? That is the question. See this, section 13 subsection 6, how they have drafted. Recipient is outside India. Yani section 13 got attracted. Okay. See, normally kya bola? As per section 13.3 that we discussed earlier, place of supply is the location where the service are actually performed. Agar goods outside India se aa rahe, goods are coming from outside India, testing is done in India. Place of supply was where the testing was done. Okay. But in this case, what is happening? Some testing is done in Maharashtra, in India. Some testing is done in Sri Lanka. Okay, the law says here, 13.6 says, if the service are performed in taxable territory also and in non-taxable territory also, place of supply shall be location of taxable territory. Hence, Mr. A shall charge CG and SG on entire amount. मुझे पूरे के पूरे amount पे GST charge करना पड़ेगा, even though the testing service are provided in Sri Lanka too. Okay, so the law is made in such a way that even if some work is done in taxable, yani in India, and some work is done outside India, still it will be deemed that entire work is done in India. You will have to charge GST on full amount. Full amount. So Mr. A ने जो भी invoice raise किया होगा, it will have to charge GST on entire invoice amount. Okay. Okay, now comes 13.7. It is also same, but now see what is happening. Again, a UK company, what it has done? It has sent some product to India for testing. Testing के लिए भेजा. total value, what I told to you, okay, boss, total value of supply shall be what? 30,000 plus GST. Since the goods are coming to India, testing is done in India, I will raise an invoice and I will charge GST to you. Okay, but see this. I did testing in India, 5 days in Maharashtra and 10 days in Delhi. Obviously, it can happen. I did testing 5 days in Maharashtra and 10 days in some other state within India, in Delhi. Now, how am I supposed to raise invoice? How am I supposed to raise invoice? So again, let's read the section first. Either the supplier or recipient is outside India in section 13. Okay, now what section 13.3 told us? The first slide. Section 13.3 ने क्या बोला था? अगर goods are coming, physically coming to India and service are performed in India and then goods are going back, place of supply shall be what? Wherever the services are performed. And place of supply shall be Maharashtra also. And place of supply shall be Delhi also. Because the testing is done in both the states. So place of supply shall be both the states. Now see this, what 13.7 says. This is common sense. जो हमने पहले भी किया. If the service are performed in more than one state, place of supply shall be taken in each of the state proportionately as per the terms of the contract. या फिर reasonable ways. So since 5 days India Maharashtra में हुआ था 1/3 and 10 days in Delhi हुआ था so 2/3. So I will raise two invoice. First 10,000 plus CGST SGST of Maharashtra and 20,000 plus IGST of Delhi. Recipient company को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा because it is UK company. Okay, recipient company will have no difference. Okay, so this is what my UK company will. Well, I have done testing in India also, in Maharashtra also, and in Delhi also. Okay, so ratio is proportionate. Ratio is proportionate. Now the next point. Now this is a very, very important thing. This is very, very important thing. Intermediary service. Now the most complicated thing, the intermediary service. Intermediary service. Say this. Intermediary means what? Who arranges? 13 subsection 8 says intermediary मतलब जो arrange करता है or facilitate the supply of goods or service or both or securities between two or more persons. Who arranges or facilitate the supply of goods or service between two or more persons, but does not include a person who supplies such goods on his own account. यानी if he or she directly sells or supplies services, तो नहीं, I'm just arranging or facilitate, agent kind of, broker or an agent. Then it counts as intermediary services. Then it counts as intermediary services. So now see this. So very, very important. Please be very attentive in this. See this. Mr. X registered in Maharashtra. He's a tour operator. Tour operator. He organizes tours and everything. Okay. He's selling the tours conducted by Y in UK. Mr. X जो registered कहाँ है? महाराष्ट्र में. He's selling the tours conducted by Y in UK. Okay, so Y ने क्या किया है? He has informed to X that these are the pamphlets, these are the brochures. Whosoever want to travel to UK, you need to give my name. Okay, so Mr. X, जिसे भी UK जाना होता है, Mr. X gives contact of Mr. Y. हाँ, and through Mr. X जो भी लोग travel करते हैं, the Y company pays commission to him. Can this be counted as export or what? Simple. See what is happening. Messrs. Y, a UK company, it has appointed Mr. X as an agent. That whosoever wants to travel to UK, you have to give my reference. Okay, so जो भी आता था travel to UK, X क्या बोलता था? Go to Messrs. Y. It is a good tour. And for that reference, Y was paying certain commission. Okay, so I'm arranging or facilitator of services. मैं direct service X service नहीं दे रहा है खुद, just a facilitator, agent है. Now see what is happening. X is facilitating selling of tour to Indian customer for tours conducted by Y in Singapore, and X is earning commission. Okay, hence X shall be classified as whom? Intermediary. Place of supply shall be what? Location of supplier. Hence X must charge CGST, SGST on commission earned from Y. Now this is a very disputable point. This intermediary thing is a very, very disputable point. Okay, there are few advanced ruling also against us. There are a few circulars which was taken back. Ayat and then circular was also taken back. But right now remember, the person is just arranging or facilitator for the UK company. जो भी recipient है UK वाला, I am a arranger, I am an agent for it. So I will be classified as intermediary. And for an intermediary, place of supply is always what? Location of supply. Hence I must charge CGST, SGST and commission. Okay, so this is a complicated one. It cannot be considered as export of services. I will give you one more example. See this. X registered in Maharashtra. It is procuring orders from Indian customers for machines manufactured by UK. See this. X is an agent. कहाँ का है? महाराष्ट्र का. Messrs Y UK. It is what? Procuring orders from Indian customer for the machine manufactured by Messrs Y. यानी क्या हुआ है? Y has given contract to X that जिसको भी ये machine चाहिए, you have to give my reference. You have to give my reference. So X give reference of Messrs Y, and for that Y pays certain commission to Messrs X. Messrs X seeks advice regarding place of supply. See this. What is X doing now? X is facilitating selling of the, sorry, I've written tours. It is selling of the order to the Indian customer for the orders placed by Y in Singapore. So X is earning commission from Messrs Y. Okay, so क्या हो रहा है? Whosoever wants to buy those goods now, X is giving reference of Y. So Y is nothing but a facilitator or an agent. Y is nothing but what? Facilitator or agent. So X shall be classified as what? Intermediary. And intermediary में क्या बोला है? X must charge CGST and SGST. Place of supply is what? Location of supplier, that is supplier of intermediary. Place of supply shall be what? Maharashtra. I will have to charge CGST and SGST for the commission on from Messrs Y. This shall not be counted as export of service. Place of supply shall be what? India. Okay, so an intermediary point is very, very confusing. जैसे बैक ऑफिस वर्क, मैं किसी के लिए बैक ऑफिस या एम्प्लॉय सब काम करके दे रहा हूँ, that is also classified as intermediary. Means some advanced ruling had come that it was also classified as intermediary. I hope there is a proper justification very soon for it. But right now remember, person who is facilitator or arranger, agent, who is selling the tours, booking the orders and not providing on his own account. For him, the place of supply shall be what? Location of supply. Location of supply. Hence, जो भी commission मिला, I will have to charge CGST and SGST on it. Okay, I will have to charge CGST and SGST on it. Okay, so I hope the place of supply topic, right now I have completed the topic. I hope it was a very useful session for you. Thanks for being so patient. थोड़ा complicated topic था, but really I enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to you, and in future, जब this lockdown will get over, you will be able to adopt this knowledge and apply your knowledge in this case. So again, thanks Mr. Virag for giving this opportunity. And tomorrow also the topic is value of supply. So let's see. One second.
Thank you, Pratik bhai.
Thank you, Virag bhai. हाँ.
We have run a poll and we got a
Yeah.
fantastic result of that regarding today's session. So
Okay.
all this
Thank you
is
so
for,
much.
I mean, thanking you. And feedback is absolutely clear and they like the session very much. So friends, we will tomorrow meet exit at 6. Sorry for delayed start today's session by 15 minutes. Thank you so much all. Pradeep bhai will end session here.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Okay. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow, guys.
Okay, we are ending session here. Thank you so much all.